Hey, this is BornForPvM and welcome to my PolyPore versus Tormented Demon video. Now the reason I'm just doing a video solely on Tormented Demons is because it's so effective on Tormented Demons, I figured it deserved its own video. And here are a few kills, the quicker kills that I got at Tormented Demons with the PolyPore Staff. Now I am in Virtus with an Arcane Stream. I didn't use the Dread Nips that I had in my inventory, but I did have a Steel Titan. And here's just, the faster kills that I got of the trips that I did. I did a few trips with it. And now the reason this spell and staff is so effective on Tormented Demons is not the fact that it's fast or the fact that it hits high or accurately, which it does fairly well, but compared to the Arma Storm spell, it's not quite as fast or as accurate. However, the fact that it's its own staff and it has the spell in the staff, so you don't have to go to the spellbook to cast it. So that means you don't have to go to your spellbook and auto cast or just regularly cast. And that will prevent a lot of mistakes that people would use when they do mage at TDs. And that's one of the main reasons why it's so good at TDs. And also, when you switch off of the auto cast, it's also, once you go back to melee, you would have to set either slash or stab or whatever attack style you'd be using with that weapon. So it's also either time or just more work there. And now on top of that is the cost. As you know, this spell is extremely cheap to use. It holds 3,000 in the staff, and it basically costs, I'm not certain on the exact price, but it's extremely cheap to do. And the staff itself is also really cheap, and it doesn't require any quests or anything like that. Now normally magic is actually really effective on Tormented Demons, even with Ice Barrage or Blood Barrage. It's still really effective and almost competes with ranging. Actually, I think it could if you got used to it. The reason it's not a sensible thing to use was because of the cost and the fact that you had to go to the spellbook every time you wanted to hit with mage. But now that we have the PolyPore Staff, you no longer have to go to the spellbook, and you also no longer have to use a lot of runes. Now another thing I didn't mention about the PolyPore Staff is that there's no delay with the autocast. For example, when you go to autocast with Ice Barrage, there will be a few tick delay, but with this spell there is none of that, which is also really good at Tormented Demons, and it's also good at other places as well. Now another comparison between the Arma Storm spell and the PolyPore Staff is that the PolyPore Staff hits a max hit of 542, and the Arma Storm spell hits a max hit of 460. Now with this being said, there is a weapon switching requirement for Tormented Demons to be killed, seeing as you have to use 2 attack styles, so the higher you can hit and the less amount of hits would be better. So if you're going to be taking into consideration the cost, the max hit, and the fact that there are only level requirements to use this staff, and how much easier it is to switch into than the Arma Storm spell and other spells, I would highly recommend this staff over any spell at Tormented Demons. Now you may be wondering if it's better to use ranged at Tormented Demons or this spell. Now, I for one would use this spell over ranged at any time due to the fact that I have a Steel Titan, and when you use ranged at Tormented Demons with a Steel Titan, your ranged hits will often interfere with its Steel Titan's special attacks, which would be losing you hits. Now with all this being said, it would not surprise me if people started using magic at Tormented Demons a lot more than they started using ranged, and ranged becoming obsolete. However, it is up to you whatever weapon you use at Tormented Demons. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.